Jamie, any thoughts or reactions to this idea? I saw you kind of, the body language seemed to say this could be work. This could work for Lismore. You know, but what's your thought about it? I mean, this idea of like, imagine
I think if it was as a community member, I think if it was Northern Rivers focused, that would be really good. And then if it could be in Lismore, instead of, you know, driving everyone to Byron again, because Byron get all the economic advantage from that. As a council officer, I think timing for my own personal project is important. I think it would be really great if it could be once we have at least started a draft of our adaptation strategy. And the way that I was thinking to do that is really to get the Lismore stakeholders together. So people working already in food security, agriculture, flood, bushfire, that type of thing, SES type responses, all together to work out. I was thinking to do it an iterative process, stakeholder workshops before we take it to the broader community to work out our vulnerabilities based on the New South Wales government has already done our scientific projections for us. So working out the impacts of that. And then the next sort of workshops or 2 workshops would be focused on brainstorming ideas for each community group or system in terms of, food security, tourism, businesses, that type of thing. So if this event would then happen sort of around or after that space when we could take it to the broader community, that would be really
when is that?
Good.
That's okay, but when is that planned? Is that this year, next year, the year after?
This year, we do have a consultant engaged. However, we would like to bring on a local Widjabul Waiable or a Bundjalung. So we sit on the Bundjalung Nation. Lismore is the Widjabul Waiable people of the Bundjalung Nation. Bundjalung reaches from Tweed or further beyond Tweed, all the way down past sort of Evans Head area to the Clarence. So within the Bundjalung, there are different groups. We would like to bring in either a Widjabul Waiable, Lismore specific, or someone from the Bundjalung to bring in a cultural element of climate adaptation, because we don't see that you can pull culture and nature separate. They're so intertwined, and the Bundjalung culture is really an asset for our ability to be able to adapt. So my specific project is not looking at how we can stop climate change. We're taking the sort of worst case projections and saying, look, we've got to live with this, like what you were saying before, Herman. We can't ignore it. It's going to happen. While separately, we want to do the mitigation as well, but that will be separate. This is sort of working with the community, saying this is what's changing. These are our specific projections for the Northern Rivers. The scientific projections that we have are regional. It's not Lismore. How can we better be prepared and also adapt? The biggest things for us are in our projections are increased heat in the day and in the night, less rain in the winter, more rain in the spring and summer, and more bushfire.
It's all of it, right?
Everything.
So, I mean, as I listen to you, I get increasingly excited as well. I think that's the whole idea also of a festival. Imagine that it is the sort of the bringing in everybody into the process that you've been doing by then, with showcases, with all kinds of interesting parties from throughout Australia, maybe even from other places that show up in relation to the kind of strategies you develop, to the kind of things you're talking about. I just love the sound of it, and then add a bit of a festival sort of enjoyable. Hey, the community's coming together. Look at what we're doing, an art piece to it, a musical piece, whatever.
And maybe we could. Here's an idea. Maybe we could get Netflix to actually share the behind the stories of what we.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent you, Ivan, a little outline of the kind of media possible, and David, the two of you, about sort of that kind of idea. I think we could. Lisa pointed out at something that we're involved in actually with Disney, and so I think this is the story.